Microinsurance is a financial arrangement that protects the poor households against specific risks that they are exposed to. In exchange, they are charged with a very low premium. When the poor households are faced with risks, they use different methodologies to cope up with these risks. So there are two most common methods that they use. One is the microfinancial services, such as obtaining credit, withdrawing savings, and the other most common methodology is the use of informal networks and informal methodologies, such as use of the family networks and the use of informal borrowings. So this highlights the importance of having tailored products on risk management for the poor, such as microinsurance.
There are institutions which provide insurance services, but in Sri Lanka, in many cases, microinsurance services are provided by the microfinance institutions. Compared to microfinance sector, microinsurance services sector in Sri Lanka is still in the infant stage. Our main objective was to evaluate the current provision of the micro insurance products in Sri Lanka, especially provided by the grassroots level institutions. And also we try to examine the difference in the micro insurance products and also the delivery methods. Apart from that, we try to examine the extent to which these microinsurance services address the needs of the poor households. So I think it leads to identify the gaps in the demand and supply of the microinsurance services, and also the gap between the design and delivery of the microinsurance services. And to achieve those mentioned objectives, we conducted two types of surveys. One is the institutional survey, which covered around 5 grassroots level institutions, and the other survey is on household, and we covered around 330 households attached to those selected microfinance institutions and representing all provinces in Sri Lanka.
One of the main findings which came out of the study is that the products offered by the micro insurance institutions are covering only a very limited types of risks, and there is a very low cover on the major and the most frequent types of risks the households face, such as health, life cycle events related risks, and also on income and property loss. Also, it is rare to find one institution having a wider coverage of risks. The study also finds that the microinsurance providers have the opportunity to improve the services at a relatively high level of premiums. The microinsurance institutions use their strengths, the existing strengths, to reach the clients. So they are able to provide the services at the doorstep of the clients at a very low cost.
Our study mainly finds that there is a high need of regulatory framework in the micro insurance sector. Because of the lack of the regulatory framework in the micro insurance sector, reinsurance facilities is also lacking. As a result, private sector people, they do not come to the micro insurance sector because they are not secure in absence of the insurance facilities. So study highlights that regulatory framework is highly needed in this sector. This lack of regulatory framework in the microinsurance sector keep private sector away from engaging in microinsurance sector in Sri Lanka. Lack of manpower is another barrier in microinsurance sector, and I think in this point, government can play a role in improving the capacity in this sector, and also government can play a role in popularizing the microinsurance sector among poor households as a tool of risk management. Study highlights that network among existing microinsurance providers will solve the problem to some extent, and also with this regard, government and also donors can support microinsurance sector to build their capacity. To popularize micro insurance services as a risk management tool in Sri Lanka, government can play a major role among poor households.